Well, while it was a stoush at the White House that took the headlines on Friday night, it was actually a benign reading on inflation that drove US markets higher. And that positive momentum we saw in the US markets is expected to spill over into Asia Pacific trading today. Good morning, everyone. I'm Michael McCarthy, market strategist with Moo Australia, and we're looking at a positive start to trading across the region, with futures markets indicating a gain in local trading of more than 0.5%. And that positive momentum could be further boosted. On Saturday, we saw PMI readings out of China, which showed on every reading expansion in the Chinese economy, and the general PMI coming in above 51 and surprising many analysts. So if we see that positive news on activity in China feeding into particularly metals and energy markets, that could add a boost to the already positive outlook for the Australian share market today. We've got a big data week coming up following on from that China data on the weekend. This week in the US, we'll see ISMs and PMIs pointing to the health or otherwise of the economy in the US. And it's important read given the changes we've seen, particularly at the political level in February in the US, and the potential for that to feed into the economic data. We'll cap the week then with the non-farm payrolls on Friday night. Now, at this stage, the expectations are very positive that we'll see unemployment remain steady at 4% and the creation of 160,000 new jobs in the US economy. And that's a curious read given the well-publicised layoffs that we've seen from many of the government departments. So one to look out for. Nonetheless, it does look like we'll get a positive start this week here in Australia. We do have the release of the RBA minutes. And of course, given the propensity of that to speak to potential rate cuts or not in Australia, that could also be highly influential. But the key reason or the key factor that might change things for the Australian market is the potential announcement of the federal election campaign. It's well known that it's due soon. The election must be held by May 17, and we're running out of time to run a proper campaign. But at this stage, despite interesting and impactful announcements from both major parties over the weekend, we're yet to see the start of the campaign. All that we need now for the market to get perhaps further good news, as promises are made, is the starter's gun for the Australian federal election.